the Bob Mills Weather Center, Oklahoma weather expert, Lacey Swope.
Well, the rain has been moving through in waves, at times torrential rain. A lot of lightning has been in these storms as well. And man, there was a lot of wind with them when they're moving into western Oklahoma. As far as the wind and hail threat, that has really come down. The storms are no longer severe, but they are producing very heavy rain. Let's check in with Jeremy Carter. Jeremy, you've been out in these storms across the metro as they've moved in. What are you seeing as folks are out and about on a Thursday?
Well, really, their traffic's running pretty good. There's some ponding on the roadways, and at times in the heavier downpours, there becomes some localized street flooding, and I've seen it as much as nearly 12 inches deep. But for the most part, this is just a nice heavy rain. Back to you, Lacey.
Okay, great update there. Definitely the biggest danger right now is just for folks out driving. Hydroplaning is definitely a concern. And if we start to see of any problem areas due to too much water, we will let you know. The good thing is these storms have been moving through. They have been moving at about 30 miles per hour. So they're training over the same area, but they're moving in and out pretty quickly. Let me show you a look right now. As far as power outages go, due to the lightning, we have seen a few thousand customers without power, 1,000 in Oklahoma and also Cleveland County, as well as Caddo County, experiencing some power outages likely due to lightning. Now, statewide, the past 24 hours, we've picked up 1 inch to almost 2 inches in bullseyes in western Oklahoma, over 2 inches in the Panhandle. For the Panhandle of Oklahoma to have 2 inches of rain in the month of July, I'll have to look it up. That's got to be some kind of record, right? And there are several more rounds just like this on the way for Oklahoma. Here's how much we've picked up so far in just the last 6 hours in central Oklahoma. Radar estimates are closing in on 5 inches. It's got to be flooding from Welty, just south of Stroud now, north of Prague, and then from McLeod to Choctaw, 1 to locally 2 around the airport, and then up to Edmond, 1/2 inch, 1.5 inches in localized spots, and close to 2 inches in Cherokee, and the rain's still coming down. Now, the back edge is about an hour away right now in Oklahoma City, and then we'll also have some spotty shower chances, but the heaviest of rain will move on out. It's still raining back into the Texas Panhandle right now, and this is going to really have a big impact on our temperatures for later this afternoon. Light to moderate rain, and the heaviest is running from Cromwell to Shawnee, and these little storms on the south side still could have some very small pea-sized hail in them. Not seeing much in the way of that. That storm just blew through Shawnee, headed towards Johnson, Neal, eventually over towards Centerview and Little. May have some 45-mile-an-hour winds in it as well. Heavy rain from Moore to downtown, back to Mustang, back down to Blanchard and Middleburg. And it's just light showers, but hey, it's a good rain in north central Oklahoma. Back in the southwest, just very spotty showers with more rain moving in from Sayre back to Cheyenne, and that will dwindle as we go through the next few hours. So rain chances pressing off towards the east. The severe risk this morning, it's low. It's still there. It's not zero. It's down to the southeast. Still could have a couple cores pulse up to quarter-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds between now and the early afternoon. It's a cool 70 degrees in our Lucky Star Skycam network. North winds at 20 miles per hour, 60s, 70s, and there are some 80s down in southern Oklahoma. That north wind and east wind will stick with us. Still some gusts at times, 20, 25 in some of those storms. Again, could have a gust or two to about 40. And here's your hour-by-hour forecast. Rain chances at 40% at noon, 10 to 20% this afternoon, with highs struggling to make it back out of the 70s into the low 80s. Hotter in south central Oklahoma. You haven't had the good rain. Slight chance of rain this afternoon in central Oklahoma, and we're back into what we call northwest flow. Meteorologically speaking, when we look at the jet stream pattern this time of year, typically the heat dome is right overhead. It's not. It's down to the south and to the west, giving us the jet stream winds coming out of the northwest. And I've taken this radar loop all the way through the end of next week, just round after round after round, and complex after complex of storms moving in. And we got another one on the way tonight. So this one moves out, ends across Oklahoma, and then early in the morning, here's 3 o'clock, storms in Kansas. Timing of this and the location can still shift some, so stay tuned to the forecast today. Of course, David will have the latest this afternoon, but 6 a.m., storms from Woodward to Cherokee to Enid. Large hail and damaging winds once again, and very heavy rain. Pawnee, Stillwater, Edmond by about 8 a.m., and then by 9, 10, 11, pushing off towards the east. And again, tomorrow afternoon, highs below average before another complex moves in tomorrow night into Saturday morning. The storm complex tonight could have a lot more wind impact with it. It's a moderate risk overnight tonight, 70 to an 80% chance, quarter to golf ball size hail possible with some of the stronger storms. And again, 60, 70 may have a gust or two to 80 miles per hour as those storms are moving in tonight. 60s and 70s tonight, and then tomorrow we warm back into the 80s and 90s before the next round moves in tomorrow night. Another round Sunday. It's a wet July. Back to you guys.